bloody sacrifice. And let us put those things behind us that are not important and go forth to lead and to live. Amen.
Please be seated. The statue before you represents the men of the 1st Division. At their first battle 92 years ago, the Battle of Cantigny, France, fought in May 1918. Because it represents the beginning of the 1st Division's proud history and the first soldiers of the 1st Division, it is a fitting place to remember all the soldiers who followed. The first wreath we will place today honors the memory of approximately 58,266 American servicemen who died in the line of duty in Southeast Asia during the Vietnam War from the year 1957 through the year 1975, and 1,713 American servicemen who remain missing from that war. The wreath will be placed by Mr. Victor R. Binkonsky, 1st Infantry Division Vietnam veteran, recipient of the Distinguished Service Cross, 1969. Colonel retired, then Captain Brian H. Cundiff, 1st Infantry Division, Distinguished Service Cross, 1967. General retired, then Lieutenant Colonel Paul F. Gorman, Distinguished Service Cross, 1966, and Mr. David H. Hiller, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Robert R. McCormick Foundation. Gentlemen, please place your wreath. The second wreath we will place today honors the memory of those servicemen and women of the Free World Allies who served alongside our forces in Vietnam, and especially those of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Vietnam. Approximately 250,000 South Vietnamese servicemen perished between 1959 and 1975. In addition, we remember the dead and the missing from those free world nations whose armed forces participated in the conflict: the Republic of Korea, Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, and the Philippines. This wreath will be placed by Lieutenant Colonel retired Hugh L. Mills, Jr., recipient of the Silver Star, multiple awards, and Distinguished Flying Cross, multiple awards, and Brigadier General retired William J. Mullen III, 1st Infantry Division, Distinguished Service Cross, 1966. Gentlemen, you may place your wreath. The third wreath we will place today honors 246 Americans who served above and beyond the call of duty in Vietnam and received our nation's highest award for valor, the Medal of Honor. Only 56 of these men survive today. The wreath will be placed by Colonel Retired James A. Mashinzi, 1st Infantry Division, Distinguished Service Cross, 1969. Colonel Retired Jack G. Whitted, 1st Infantry Division, Distinguished Service Cross, 1966. And Mr. Kirk J. James, 1st Infantry Division, Distinguished Service Cross, 1966. Gentlemen, you may place your wreath. As the gentlemen are placing the wreath, we here at Cantini are especially grateful for the service of the following named Medal of Honor recipients of the 1st Infantry Division. 2nd Lieutenant Robert John Hibbs, Sergeant James W. Robinson, Jr., Sergeant Donald Russell Long, Captain Euripides Rubio, Platoon Sergeant Matthew Leonard, 2nd Lieutenant Harold Bascom Durham, Jr., Specialist Robert F. Stryker, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Calvin Rogers, 1st Lieutenant Gary L. Miller, Specialist Robert D. Law, Staff Sergeant James Leroy Bonsteel. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as you are able for a moment of reverent silence, a 21-gun salute, the playing of taps, and the benediction by Chaplain Gary.